Let's see. Awesome. We are live. First time using StreamYard, but first and foremost, welcome. Josh, aka Harry Tornado, coming in hot with today. How's it going, man?
What's up, man? Just doing well. Just living the dream, working, building our business. Things have been really good for us lately, and you guys have played a pretty solid role in that for sure.
Awesome. I'm setting up just 1 second on that Instagram so we can get that up as well. Everybody's on Instagram. You can send questions in. I think we should be good. Hopefully there's no just requested. Give a second on that. Cool. Questions in. I think we should be good. Make sure there's no double audio.
That was me.
Cool. All right, we're good now, I believe. Awesome. So everybody that doesn't know, Josh, you can kind of give your background. Probably most people do know you. You're one of the more popular resellers on YouTube and has a social media preference or social media gig.
Yeah. So just in case you're one of the few people watching this that don't know who I am, my name is Josh. I go by Harry Tornado here on YouTube and over on Instagram. I've been reselling for this Halloween will be 3 years on eBay. And just been going with the flow, going with the punches over the last couple of years. I would say I don't want to say it's had its ups and downs. It's pretty much been all ups. We've just been super blessed in the business. I think it has a lot to do with the work that we've put in and a little bit to do with some luck that we've had, especially on the YouTube side of things. Our YouTube channel has really taken off over the last really since we started it. It's just been constant growth, pretty much. My wife was able to quit her job and join me full time about 3 months ago, and it's just been even more growth since then. So we've again living the dream. I know everybody says that, but I really do feel like I am living the dream for sure.
Love it, man. First and foremost, can you hear that background noise or no? Is there any background echo?
I can't hear anything.
Perfect. That'll work great then. Sweet. Yeah. So fantastic, man. So how long have you been reselling for, just in general?
So, I mean, I've been flipping stuff locally for probably 6 or 7 years, and I just never wanted to get into the shipping aspect of it because I always thought it was really complicated. And it is, but it isn't. So I don't know. I found a Rally Roots video, 3.5 years ago, and I was like, if they can do it, I can do it. And I did. I started selling Tommy Bahama shirts, and then I quickly realized that those don't sell quite as well as I thought they would. But we adapt and learn other categories, other items, and I've just been rolling with it.
Yeah, I think the same thing on mine. I kind of started out with clothing as well. One of the popular YouTubers, I forgot who it was, kind of got me into clothing. I think everybody bought his scale as well, and then started going from there. Same thing, flipped my first car at 14, so I've been in the resale game as well. So kind of similar backgrounds on that side. I'm kind of interested in how did you grow your YouTube so quickly as well? You blew up almost. It wasn't over, obviously. No, it's not an overnight success, but that's how everybody thinks it is. But how did you get your YouTube so big so fast?
Again, I think it's a mixture of hard work and luck. I think with YouTube, I've kind of narrowed it down to the I think it's the 3 Ps, which would be your personality. I think pretty much everybody on any category of video on YouTube, the most successful people in that category have a very good personality. You've got Casey Neistat. He can make a video about anything and his followers would watch it. It doesn't matter because they don't watch his content for the content. They watch him for his personality and the way he makes his videos. So I think having a good personality, appearing, confident and personable on camera, I think that has a lot to do with it. And that's something that I think I do have a natural ability to it, but I've also taken Skillshare classes and stuff on public speaking and how to talk to a camera, what's the appropriate amount of eye contact. One of my biggest gripes with I guess amateur YouTubers when they have their camera has a flip out screen, my camera screen is over here, and people will be like, hey, what's up, guys? So today I'm that bothers me so much when people don't look at the lens, But again, it's just those little things that you just learn as you go. You can go back and watch my first videos, and it was I'm pretty proud of my first videos, but I've obviously gotten better over the years. So again, I think your personality has to be there. Production quality, having a decent camera, having good audio. Good audio is more important than camera quality, in my opinion. And then pacing. That's the 3rd P, is pacing. Having your videos be quick and energetic and fun to watch without boring parts of stillness or quietness or rambling, too much talking. I do talk a little bit too much in my videos sometimes, but for the most part, I think I've hit those 3 P's well: personality, pacing, and production quality. And again, a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck.
Yeah, I was watching some that one video that we did together for the sourcing challenge. First off, fantastic. That was real fun. That was a great challenge. But I saw you. We were going through the comments myself, and I was seeing that you commented on almost every comment except for the spam ones, obviously. So you actually react to your audience, which you don't see that often. Obviously, the bigger you get, the more you think that people are going to go away, but you kind of have that edge with it still.
Yeah, we probably spend. I say we. My wife's in the business, but she doesn't respond to YouTube comments. I probably spend at least an hour, if not 2 hours, every single day responding to emails, Instagram DMs, comments, and wherever people send me a message on the website. If people figure out ways to contact me. And I think I don't know of another YouTuber at my level that is as or more responsive than I am. I mean, you can look at pretty much any YouTube video I've posted, and all the top comments will have a heart by them or a response. Even the lower comments, like if you see a good comment that doesn't at least have a heart by it, that's probably, I just didn't see it. Like if I see it, I'm at least going to heart it, let you know that I read it. And you just don't see that in the reselling community or any other community. Most YouTubers with over 100K don't even read comments anymore. Like it gets to a certain level where it's just not worth their time. Like at that point, they probably hire a team to like respond to emails, So it's, I don't know. That's something I pride myself in. I'm not sure exactly how long we can continue that. If it gets to be 500,000 subscribers one day, we're getting 5 million views a month. And yeah, it's going to be difficult for me as one person to continue making content and continue being as responsive as I am now. But I think that has helped my growth, being as responsive, taking the time to show my viewers that I appreciate them reaching out and leaving their feedback. Because I've reached out to people. When I first started, I was trying to like collab with people, and I messaged this girl on Instagram. She had like 9,000 subs, and I had like 7,000, and she left me on red, ghosted me. I was like, come on. And now she's got like 14K, and I've got 132K or whatever. So
did she ever hit you back up?
No, never. Never.
You think that she'd go back through her DMs and be like, "Oh shit, I missed that.
Yeah.
Let me go back."
I don't know. You have to.
Who this?
I think with collabs, you should really focus on people that are around the same size as you. Like when I had 7, she had 9. I felt like that was a good collab because it was she's helping me out a little bit, but also I'm not like a nobody, But I don't know. I have some people that I still collab. A collab with Chris, Flip the World. Did a live on his channel. He's got like 2,000 subs, so it's not all about subs. He's a very active member of the reselling community, and I appreciate that. But I have some people that don't even follow me on Instagram, and they ask me to come on their show. I'm like, who are you? I've never seen your name before in my life. Like,
for everybody out there, you have to at least talk to people beforehand. Don't just make them ask, right? It's like dating, right? You don't just go in for the kill instantly. You gotta. It's building relationships right across the board.
Absolutely, yeah. Build relationships. It's not all about subs and growth. Like I've got my podcast with Drew and Joey. We haven't done an episode in a while, but like I'm not doing the podcast to like grow my own brand. Drew, I think is at like 10,000 subs. Joey's at like maybe 5 or something. I'm doing it because I like them. I just enjoy being in the same virtual room with guys that we can have a conversation with. So it's not all about all the numbers,
I like when I was on Drew and Joey's video podcast, right? Once I like how they move, like they're very hyped about it, right? So it keeps your interest a lot, right? It makes it fun and entertaining. And shout out Drew Partman, so he's in the chat as well. What's going on, man?
Yeah, Drew's here. Yeah, Drew and Joey are their Monday night live streams. Always high energy. Joey, with our podcast, I made in Chris's live. I said that we were like, I'm Winnie the Pooh, and Drew is Eeyore, and Joey is Tigger. And because Drew is kind of like, oh man, got another return. Oh man, they didn't read the description. It's such an accurate depiction. He's not super sad like that all the time, but I thought it was funny. But for the most part, we're all pretty hyped and just excited to be alive.
And then who do you think the dark horse is in terms of a a YouTuber that's in the resale community that hasn't popped yet, you think they're gonna pop? Other than people in the comments, Drew, Joey, and you gotta keep flip out of the world because we want to keep it nice and even. But who do you think Darkhorse is at?
It's kind of hard to say. I think Kayla, the homeschooling picker, I don't know. Last I checked, she had like 18,000 subs or something. I think she's going to be at 100K one day in the next 12 to 18 months if she keeps up. She's got a really good personality. Her videos are good. She does like to look at her camera screen instead of the lens a little bit too much, but that's my only gripe with her. Other than that, she makes great content. I think she's going to be the next 100K for sure. Well, we got Retro Rick. He's going to hit 100K in no time. We got Phoenix Resale. He's a great guy. He's got a great channel. I don't think I've ever met somebody that puts as much thought into his YouTube content as Caleb does, Phoenix Resale. So he was at like 4,000 subs or something last year. He did a video where he gave away a PS5 and an Xbox Series X, and that got like 800,000 views or something. And now he's just been steadily like, not milk is a bad word, but steadily taking that momentum from that video and putting it into new and better content. And I think he's at like 70 or 75,000 subscribers, but he'll be at 100K in no time. Profit Monsters in the chat. Justin and Tim will hit 100K. Yeah. Justin, the flipping accountant, I think he's going to be at 100K. It may take a while, maybe 2 years, but as long as he keeps up the consistent uploads, I think he'll hit it. And then Tim, of course, Tim's just crazy. So yeah, he'll hit 100K for sure.
And then is it normally that happens to hit those 100K? Do you usually get one big pop off and then you roll that momentum into 100K, or kind of how did it happen for you? Like, where did you release that turning point where you're like, oh wow, like I really picked up a lot of steam?
For me, it was last year, 2020. I started doing the Goodwill mystery pallets. All of our Goodwills here were just inundated with donations, and they started selling these sealed pallets of junk for $50. You couldn't look at it until you opened it, and I was like, hey, it's probably junk, but we'll make a video about it. And I made one video, and that it was like 1 of 10. I mean, I think it got like 30,000 views in like a week, which was most of my videos at that time were getting like 5,000 views. So I was like, okay. And then they would still kept selling them. Like every couple of days they were putting out new pallets. So I think we ended up getting 28 total. I made probably 25 videos. I mean, it was just, we never really found anything crazy. I mean, one of them had a PS Vita inside and like a Nintendo DS or something, but it was just, people love the content. They love the mystery of it. So that gave us a good boost. I think it went from like, I don't know, like 15,000 subs to like 30 or so. But then it died off pretty quickly. Like it got to the point where I was making nothing but the pallet videos, and I could tell that people were like not as interested. So I would skip and like do a Amazon bin store video, and I found that, and that gave me a boost. And I would go back and do a pallet video every couple weeks and just try to keep things fresh. I think that's important. If you find something that works, you don't want to do it too much. Like I knew I had a storage unit filled with more Goodwill pallets, and I could make 12 more videos, but I could see the views dropping off. So I just left them in the unit, made other content. And when people got tired of, I made 3 Amazon bins videos in a row, then I'll go make a pallet video and just kind of keep it fresh. Even now, like, I wouldn't try to pigeonhole yourself into one thing. Like Froggy Flips, he only does garage sale videos. That's it. And that's working for him. He's getting tons of views, but what's going to happen when he runs out of garage sale footage because it's winter or something, So, nothing against him. I love Froggy Flips. I'm just using him as an example. I try to spread it out over all reselling. We got thrifting, we got flea markets, I could go to an auction, I can go to an antique store, I could source retail arbitrage. There's so many topics that I could make. So coming up with new content for the channel has never been an issue for me.
100%. And then do you look at like when do you look at the analytics? Because you kind of talk about analytics on the back end. I'm kind of going in more of the deeper questions on this because it's super interesting. Do you look on the analytics on each video and say, this is why this popped off, or this popped off, let's kind of build on top of it, kind of like that mystery box? Or is it kind of like you shoot from the hip, see what happens, and then you build on top of it?
I think everything comes in waves. Like right now, the popular videos are really like the flea market and yard sale stuff, like live action, getting people's faces on the thumbnail, cash in the thumbnail. People are just watching those videos right now. I don't know how long the fad's going to last, but if I put a flea market video out that has me handing some guy money in the thumbnail, it's going to get 50,000 views in 2 days. It's guaranteed. But obviously you don't want to do that every day, like, I mean, I could go to the flea market and spend an hour there and film 3 different videos and put them out. and have all the same stuff, but it would get old fast, you know? So again, I'm not trying to milk it, but right now that's working. I mean, you can look at it. We tried to do a what sold video the other day, like 36 things we sold on vacation. And that video got like 30,000 views, which is still a lot, but it's almost half of what the video we just posted yesterday did, and like in half the time. So,
and then
I don't know.
No, I love it. No, that's super helpful, right? Like you can figure it out and you can kind of go from there. At least
you look like open an incognito tab on Google Chrome and just search reselling and see what videos are popping off right now, and just figure out like, oh, Thrift Mind did a video and they got 800,000 views in 4 days. Why? Like I look, they didn't do any tags. So I'm like, okay, no tags. It must be just the title and thumbnail. And that's what it was. I stopped using tags 3 months ago, and my views have probably increased by 40% without using tags. I'm not saying they should stop using tags. I realize I have a huge advantage because I already have an established audience that are watching my videos. I'm just saying maybe it's a coincidence. I don't know. Stop using tags. Views increase tremendously.
Wow. I never even thought about going incognito and finding what's popping off and then just rolling through that. And then Chris has a question. If you can only choose one place for the rest of your reselling career, would it be Goodwill bins or flea market?
Probably the Goodwill bins, because you can still find good stuff, and the cost of goods it's basically dumpster diving for free almost, especially on half off days. So yeah, definitely the bins for sure.
Interesting. No, yeah, for me it'd be estate sales by far, right? I love estate sales, especially in Arizona. It's out of an older population. One of my buddies here locally found a Edmel painting for $25. Edmel is one of the popular Southwest artists. Sold it for $42,000, pretty much overnight. Wild.
That's crazy. That is crazy. I need to get into stuff like that. Like, I don't know, like artwork and glass. Like somebody said, like they saw a Murano glass ashtray in my video, one of the flea market booths. I'm like, how do you know? Like, does that have markings? I don't know anything about that stuff. Which is why I always like people tell me that I'm like ruining the market. I'm flooding the market with new resellers. I'm like, do you have any idea how much junk is out there that's worth money that I've been reselling for 3 years. I don't know about glass. I don't know about, cups and stuff. Like Jen, she Thrift to Travel on Instagram. I don't know if you saw like that Ray Dunn thing for 50 cents and sold it for like what, $3,800 on auction. If I saw Ray Dunn, I'd be like, oh, that's gross. It's at TJ Maxx and Home Goods all the time. Like I might would have looked it up, but I never would have thought it was worth that much money. There's always stuff to know that other people don't know.
Yeah, it's like an information arbitrage, right? Can you go and figure that out? Obviously, you don't know it. You got to look it up, but still, like you have the power of a phone at your fingertips. Why not? Especially if you're new. First and foremost, if you're new, like the market's growing. There's a thing up here. The market's growing 11 times faster than traditional resale. Like just used clothing, resale alone is supposed to go to $64 billion by 2025. So it's growing really, really fast.
I believe it, man. Like it's cool. It's like if you like used clothing is already cooler than new clothing.
Oh, 100%. And there's so much more different variety too. Think about every SKU that comes out is going to be in that that reverse supply chain, that resale supply chain. You can have so many more different items that fit the category, and you can even use that data as well to even build your own products on there as well.
Yeah.
And then what kind of like resale you've been doing lately? Is it mostly just going to garage sales, estate sales, the bins? Are you doing any RA, OA? Kind of give it the background. What's like your main bread and butter in the resale side?
I would love to get into more retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. I don't have that skill set, and I don't really have the time or the necessity to learn it at this point. I mean, I'm pretty transparent. Most of our income comes from YouTube. Probably, I mean, this month is our best month ever already. Congrats. We still have a couple days left. And our income for this month is probably like 90% with YouTube. But we've also made like, several $1,000s this month with eBay as well. So it's not like we're not making money on eBay. It's just that YouTube has been very, very good to us. So it's just, we're in a, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm not going to take out 5 to 10 hours a week to learn online arbitrage to make $400 when I could just make another YouTube video or something, or do something else in my business that's already established that I can make that same amount of money. So there's definitely money to be made in retail and online arbitrage, but right now we're just doing flea market and Goodwill bins pretty much.
No, 100%. I love online arbitrage, kind of where I kind of made my chunk of change at least. Anybody watching, eBay to Amazon arbitrage, still the easiest way to make $1 million by freaking far.
Absolutely, man. Like the price difference between items on eBay and Amazon is out of this world. I don't understand it.
Just for anybody watching, Amazon's use price is 70% of the new price. eBay's use price is 20 to 30% of the new price. That's that massive gap in the middle. If anyone wants to play off it, it's insane.
I've never done it. I've never done eBay to Amazon arbitrage, but I guarantee you, if I did like a video challenge, like how much money could I make flipping VCRs, whatever, like just that one item from eBay to Amazon, I guarantee I could probably make like $3,500 a month.
Yeah.
Just by doing that. Because VCRs are all over eBay for $50 free shipping, and you can buy them, flip them on, especially like combo units and DVD players. I mean, the price difference is just crazy. I don't understand it.
Now, if you want, it might be a fun video in the future. I can kind of roll out some of my old products. We can run through them, and then you can flip them on your own Amazon. That might be
even Drew found a combo unit at his flea market in Florida. And I think that eBay comps were like 110, 120, something like that. And I was like, let me scan it on Amazon, and scanned it. It was selling for like $600. We ended up selling it for, I think, $580 or so. Shipped it. I mean, that was 3 months ago. Like it's out of the return window. It's gone. I mean, that's a $350 price difference for the same unit.
100%. And then Drew, I didn't know you're in Florida, man. I would have came down there. I was just in Miami for a few days working with some clients. I'm crushed, man. That would have been fun to meet up.
Yeah. Now all the resellers are in Florida. You don't know that?
Really? I actually didn't know.
Yeah. Rally Roots, Flip the World. No, I'm just kidding. Flip the World's in Texas. But yeah, Florida is like reseller central.
Interesting. No, yeah, we met with a few of the large clients in Florida. They're moving volume. Some of these guys on in Florida, they're moving some weights, like big time weights.
Yeah.
Florida has a lot of older people, so there's probably a lot of excess inventory that comes on the market all the time.
A lot of yard sales with winter jackets.
Yeah, 100%. So what's been your best flip ever, man? Like your claim to fame best flip, like, oh my God, it happened.
So like I guess about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, I went to Goodwill and they had a bunch of this hairspray sitting out. It was all like brand new. It was 92 cents a can, and there was just cans everywhere, like all over. And I scanned one, and I found that they're selling on eBay for like one can was like $18 plus shipping or something like that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. So I bought all of them. It was 150 cans total, and we were selling them in lots of 2 for like, I think it was $39.99 free shipping or something like that. In the end, there were like 30 cans that didn't work, like the air was just out of them or something. So we had to toss those. But in the end, we ended up making just over $1,000, like almost $1,100 in profit after fees and cost of goods and everything. So that was really cool. And then I bought a bunch of golf clubs early this year, February, March or so. Spent $1,260 on those, and we still have maybe 40 left. There was a little over 300, and we've made about $3,800 in profit on that flip as well.
Nice. And I'm guessing those hairsprays were all the same, right? So you can just post them easily. Oh,
yeah,
that's nice.
It was 2 pictures, like there's 2 cans front, and then I just flipped around 2 cans back, multiple quantity listing, just let it run. It took about 6 months to sell all 120 cans, but easy money, man. No returns, didn't have a single return. It was great.
That's one thing I don't understand. People are trying to do so many other different businesses. Like resell is so. What do you think? Is resell the easiest to start a business by far, or is there anything else you've seen that's easier?
No, there's nothing else easier. I mean, unless you maybe like a landscaping company, but I mean that's easy to start, I guess. But like it's harder to grow. I mean, you can start a landscaping company with a lawnmower, and then just get 3 clients, cut their grass, save your money, get a weed eater, get a leaf blower, and grow it pretty quickly. You can hire employees. I think there's a lot of money to be made in landscaping, especially like cutting trees and stuff. You got to think the guys that come out and cut a tree, they drive the truck out there. It's 2 or 3 guys. They cut it down in 30 minutes, and they charge you $2,500. I mean, it's there's money to be made in landscaping for sure, as long as you have good business sense. Like, I don't know, if I ever get to a point where I have like a lot of money, saved up and want to invest in something, I might start my own landscaping business. Just a tree cutting business, because I'm always looking for I'm looking at businesses to see like, what is this business doing? Like I don't know. I could talk about this forever, man, but just seeing the opportunity, like so many people need trees cut down, and it takes 30 minutes, and the average cost to cut a tree down in our area is like $2,000 to $2,500. I'm like, yeah, you got overhead, you got 2 employees for 30 minutes, you got your equipment, but like once you make that initial investment of a truck and some chainsaws, I feel like it's pretty easy. I mean, there's think about how many trees there are. That's a lot of trees, man.
They're always gonna keep growing too, right?
They're always gonna keep growing, you know. So I don't know. I'm excited about it, but I forgot what we were talking about. I don't know, man. I'm an entrepreneur at heart, and
Same.
reselling is by far the easiest. I mean, we started like $100. I did a video series starting from $0, nothing, no eBay store, $0. I found a golf club on the side of the road, sold it for $35 on Facebook Marketplace. Took that money, went to the bins, bought some sporting equipment, took it to Play It Again Sports, traded it for cash. Ended up making like $1,300 in a month. Started with nothing, just my smartphone, and that's it. Like, there's
what do you
no
think
other
stopping people then?
For zero. What was that?
What do you think is stopping people, like getting to that next level, or being able to start, or what's like that main stopping point you think that new people like getting into business are having?
I think a lot of people still think, I don't know, they're like maybe embarrassed of like not having a traditional job. Like, oh, you sell used stuff on eBay? I'm like, yeah, and I make more than you and your mama combined. Like, I don't know what the big deal. I don't know. It's either like an embarrassment of like wanting to, like, I've had so many people message me. They're like, I want to do this full time, but my parents don't want me. They want me to get a real job, or my girlfriend's parents don't want me to do this. I'm like, who cares, man? Make your money. Like, as long as you're making money, I don't care how you do it. You know, I don't know. And maybe laziness, because it is very hard work. I've had probably 30 jobs in my entire life, and they've all sucked except for this one. But I've also never worked harder in my entire life than I am right now. But it's fun. It doesn't feel like work.
Exactly. It's that fun thing that makes it really, that work not feel like work. And then you can then do it more and more and more. And if you're not enjoying it, there's no way you can do it.
Yeah. There was a question in the chat a minute ago. What's his face? It says, Josh, do you still use Hammock? Do you think it's only for full-time resellers? So yes, we still use Hammock. Haley has been listing like crazy lately. So I'm like, Haley, just take some pictures. We'll send them to Hammock. And before I can check behind her, she's already like actually listed the stuff. But we're still sending some listings to Hammock. They're doing a great job for us. I mean, just try it out. I mean, they'll give you 10 or 15 listings for free. I think it's like $100 a month minimum. So that, like, in order for them to, you know, get VAs assigned to your account and get everything established, they want to make sure that you're going to be a client that's not going to list 2 things with them and then, you know, abandon. It's kind of like hiring a new employee. You want to make sure that they're going to be worth the time. So for them to get all your systems set up and get you a VA team in place, they want to make sure you're going to list, you know, what is it, 3 things per day or something, would be about $100 a month. And I think it's well worth it, especially if you're selling in like 1 to 3 categories. Like Renzi is still using Hammock. They only sell shoes. So it's perfect. They have an employee that cleans the shoes, an employee that photographs the shoes, and they send all the pictures to Hammock. Hammock posts all their shoes on Mercari and Poshmark. Easy peasy. Like, it works really well with when you have systems in place like that. You know, if you're a part-time seller, you know, listing 3 things a week and they're all random tchotchkes or whatever, then yeah, maybe Hammock isn't fit for you. But if you're doing big numbers, especially listing in 1 to 3 categories, try it out, man. It's, what is it, like $1.40, $1.45 per listing?
Yep, $1.45 per listing.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, it, you know, it's, and you're working with humans. Like, there's other platforms out there that let you, I guess, give you like list perfectly. They give you the ability to do your own cross posting, but like you guys, it's a human doing it for you. So it's much more hands off than that. So I really like it. I've tried Sellhound. I've tried List Perfectly. I've tried Vendu. Hammock has just been the one that's worked best for me. Again, it's not for everybody. But if you think you fit in that category, doing some pretty good numbers and minimal types of categories, you know, shoes, clothing, things like that, I think it's a win.
It's really for people that are looking to grow too, or just save some time. If there's no way you can grow if it's just you, the biggest kind of mindset change, or the mindset we really see with a lot of resellers or small business owners, is like, I need to do everything. That's probably the wrong thing to say, or even do, because you can never scale your own time. And do you want to work for the business, or do you want to work on the business, right? It all depends on if you want to work for the business, maybe we're not the best play. We'll just be straight up with that. Want to be as transparent as possible. But if you're trying to grow and scale, then we are an option, right? And a relatively, I believe, a good option across the board. And we're only getting better too. So if you jump on board, the next couple months are going to be insane, like continuously over and over and over again.
Yeah, and what I like about you guys is that everybody wants their items listed a certain way. Like when we started out, you guys are really good about doing titles and things like that. And I think I want to change something in the description. Like, hey, can you change this in the description? Can we change this? And your team like listens and like notes the account or something, I guess, and then does it that way going forward. So I feel like a lot of people that started Hammock have done like 3 or 5 listings and then found one little thing they didn't like and then give up. I'm like, it's a team of humans. Just like communicate, like, hey guys, you did this way, can you change it? And they will, because it's human beings that can follow simple directions. I mean, you're paying $1.45 per listing. I mean, I've had some that they've had to go back and change, and they don't charge you again to fix stuff. If you whatever the listing needs to be, they'll do it, for that $145. So again, if you've got a lot of stuff piled up and your biggest boulder in the way of you growing is the time it takes to actually list the items, try on Hammock, man. The first thing I did with you guys was cross post. I had all my items cross posted from eBay to Mercari and Poshmark, and that was awesome because that was easy. There was no issues because all the information was already on eBay. So all you guys were doing were just copying the pictures and descriptions and details to all the other platforms, and that was amazing. We had a lot of sales going in on all 3 platforms for sure.
100%. And then Gas Locker asks, have you ever been scammed by the switcheroo?
I think he's talking about maybe like when people buy something and then return something different. So that's never happened to me. I don't think I've ever been scammed at all. I mean, I've had people say that the item wasn't delivered when it says it was, but that's not my problem. eBay just sides with me because the tracking shows it was delivered. So no, I've never been scammed on eBay. I don't even know how many things we sold, probably like 10,000 at this point. Never had any issues. Fingers crossed.
Amazon, eBay for me has been good. Amazon, on the other hand, I got a rock back. I've gotten different items back. I've gotten like a pair of jeans when I've never sold clothing on Amazon. Amazon is another different beast. You will get scammed left and right by customers. People say it's inauthentic when it is authentic, and like Amazon is all about the customer. You're seeing with like Poshmark, Mercari are siding more along with the buyer or with the seller now, which is good. eBay, I still think they're so seller focused. They think they're going to be about the buyers, but I disagree with that. Shit on eBay. eBay is still a big platform. Either way. And then Josh, what do you think?
I would say my return rate on Amazon is far greater than eBay. Like eBay return rate is probably 2%, maybe a little bit less than 2%. Amazon's probably 8 to 10, honestly.
Mine was 22% on electronics. It was insane.
Wow.
Just moved. Yeah. It was rough and just in general.
But that's the price you pay to get the higher sales price,
Oh, 100%. I will still take it over and over again.
Yeah.
And then Drew asked, will you ever think about taking Hammock on Shark Tank? Maybe, Drew. Across the board, venture is probably the better play right now. Shark Tank, what's good about it? So I actually have been on, my phone's right here. I've been offered Shark Tank twice back in college. I have a voicemail on my phone. My phone's doing IG Live right now. I can play it. But they're good, but they won't give you the valuation that venture-backed companies will right now, or venture VCs will, right? Venture capital firms will right now. They're more looking for like product-based stuff. But if we ever go to the masses, that might be a good idea as well.
Yeah. Hammock is a very niche product, only for a certain type of people. Most people watching the TV show wouldn't even know what reselling is, I don't think.
Yeah. What do you think? Is reselling going to be? Do you think reselling is going to grow to everywhere and everybody will be reselling their stuff in the near future, or do you still think it's going to go to a reseller that will then have to resell?
I think the Facebook Marketplace has been a huge hit for like the garage sale quality, because like people still don't want to do eBay. They still don't want to ship anything, but having the ability, and they don't trust Craigslist. So like having Facebook Marketplace come along, really hurt because a lot of people are putting, video games and all that stuff. They don't sell them at garage sales anymore. Now they're putting them on Facebook Marketplace. And that's still fun because sometimes you might get a good deal, but then, they list some Rock Band bundle for $40 and then they got 50 resellers messaging them within an hour and they're like, oh, let's increase the price on this. So it's frustrating. So I think I think some people will get into it, but out of my channel, I've got like 12 million channel views and people tell me that I'm creating all this reseller competition. I think I know like 4 people in my area that have found my channel, started reselling, and it's become like a serious part-time or full-time job for them. Most other people just flip a few things, make a couple $100 a month, and they're not really anybody's competition. They're just finding some cool stuff here and there. So I don't know. I think everybody's interested in it. Most people would, if they knew they could make $1,000 a month by flipping junk online, they'd be at least interested. But for them to actually take the steps to get a scale and learn shipping and all that stuff, it's a pretty small percentage of people that would go that far.
It does take some effort too, right? Like how we talked about before, like the lack of effort might be the issue there across the board. It's easier to just toss everything in a garage sale, get it out, and then be good to go. My thought process in the future, it's going to be like you'll be able to take a photo of an item and it should be able to price and list automatically. That's kind of what I believe like the next 10, 15 years will be, just depending on what kind of AI is there and who controls it. But talk about Facebook Marketplace, definitely the black horse of all marketplaces, in my opinion. Think about it. Somebody told me this before. They have 3 billion active users. There's no way eBay can compete, or maybe Amazon because they're just so strong right now, but they're such a tank.
I did a whole video about comparing Facebook Marketplace with eBay. I looked at those numbers. A couple people like commented and they're like, "Oh, well, that's like international users, and like some users have one person has like 5 Facebook accounts, so maybe the number's skewed." But I'm like, even if it's half wrong, let's say it's 1.5 billion, and then let's cut it in half again. Let's say it's 750 million. That's still more than eBay, right? eBay's like what, 500 million or 300 million or something.
Yeah, even that. There's like eBay owns what, 6% of the total e-commerce market, or the market just in general, right? I have no idea. I know they have about 1.3 million sellers, but that's about it on that side. But Amazon or Facebook is going to be huge, and it's so easy to list too. eBay's starting to get more and more in that search category, which is starting to put more pressure on resellers. It takes a lot more time. Like back in 2017, you could just do sell as. No, you don't have to put anything else, and it would just start selling. It's been a little bit different for me, at least.
Yeah, I will say that I think whatever selling platform handles scammers the best will succeed, because like even on Mercari, like I was looking for a pair of Nike Chunky Dunks the other day on Mercari, and like everybody's selling Chunky Dunks on Mercari, zero feedback, they're all fake, but they're all listing for like $500. And I'm like, man, like how is Mercari not cracking down on this? Like one guy had a pair for like 180 new. I'm like, nobody's gonna sell these for $180. These are obviously fake. And every seller had zero feedback. And you see it on Facebook too, like PS5 brand new, $40. Or like people, abusing Facebook shipping policy, like shipping, I've seen golf club sets. It says ships for $350 or whatever. I'm like, no, it doesn't. Like, it does not ship for $350. So I don't know. I think Facebook's been really generous with their free shipping labels and discounted shipping rates and stuff, but they're eating that cost on the back end. Like people that are printing off first class labels, shipping golf bags, somebody's paying for that, and it's not the postal service. I guess Facebook's doing it. So maybe they're just eating the cost or whatever, and they're only 5% selling fee. There's no way. I don't think they can sustain that forever. They're going to have to increase to at least 10%. Even if they increase to 10%, they're still going to be the cheapest marketplace to sell on. I think maybe is Etsy less than 10?
Bonanza is, I believe. I think Bonanza like between 5 and 10. Bonanza, I think, is one of the cheaper ones. Etsy, I think, is kind of 10 to 15 with fees.
Something like that. But 10% is the industry average. I don't know why they haven't increased already, but yeah, it's definitely coming for sure. I like Facebook, but there's just a lot of, I don't know, a lot of scams on there that I'm seeing.
For the ship, I'm kind of interested in the shipping label just personally. What's the hack on the shipping label for anybody else listening as well?
So Facebook gives you like default labels, like to make shipping simple, which is, I guess they did research and found out most people don't want to deal with shipping. So you can just have like a weight category. They're like, how much do your item weigh? 1 to 2 pounds, 2 to 3 pounds, 3 to 5 pounds, something like that. and people will take items that are clearly in the dimensions. It can't be more than 1 cubic foot, like 12 by 12 by 12. And you have people selling, a whole set of golf clubs, and it says ships for $350, which means they put that it's 1 to 2 pounds. I'm like, first of all, it's more like 15 pounds, and it's not 1 cubic foot. So they're paying, like, Facebook is giving them a shipping label to use to ship that, and they're paying $350 of their money, I guess. But then that actually probably costs, if they're shipping with USPS, that's probably a $40-$50 shipping cost. So I don't know. Somebody's paying it on the back end. Because people lie. Like, that's the problem. You can't trust people. They're like, oh, this thing, it's probably like a pound, but it's like this printer. Like, not a pound. It's like, so I don't know. That's the problem. Like, you want your marketplace to be easy for people to start and make money on, but people are going to abuse it. It's just humans. Humans are awful.
And it's rough. Humans are definitely a unique batch. They're gonna try to cut corners however they can. Like we've probably done it somehow. I know. Like, I used to ship. You can still actually ship first class drivers if you don't box them. It's kind of it's definitely
golf drivers.
Golf drivers. It's under a pound, and the circumference of it's small enough where, like, if you put it in like padded flat rates. I've never had a problem with shipping it. One club's ever has been damaged from USPS. You can ship a driver. It's like the dimensions fit and they won't flag it. A fun fact along those lines.
Interesting. Like, I've seen, I think the most abused thing in reseller is pirate ship. A lot of people abuse the box and bag method. Anytime you see somebody, like, all these packages going out and it's like huge boxes wrapped in a poly bag, they're 100% shipping that pirate ship box and bag for $9. And it's frustrating because, like, they don't get caught for some reason. I would love if all these people got chargebacks for 3 years of shipping, $40 items for $9, but I don't know. Nobody's cracked down on it. I made a video explaining it, that it's not, ethically and morally the right thing to do. People are like, well, it works, so I'm just going to do it. I'm like, I wish it didn't. I really wish it didn't.
Like, the thing is, USPS is losing billions of dollars a year, so they're eating some sort of cost somewhere. I don't know how somebody, and USPS isn't that cheap. Like sure, like, they're smaller first class. You can't do first class anywhere else, but like, they're not that cheap compared to like bigger items, and especially bigger items are really expensive. For like FedEx does obviously cheaper on the bigger items. USPS is eating so much cost somewhere. I'm not sure where it is, but at least they're floating the resale market, which is helpful for resellers, like, along the line.
I mean, with all the people reselling and shipping packages, I think their biggest costs are like their retirement for their employees. That's a huge cost for them, as well as the fact that they have to cover every residential address. Like, you picture like the people that live out in New Mexico, 40 miles out in the middle of nowhere. They have to get their mail delivered. Like, that one mail carrier is going to have to go all the way out there every day. Like, I come from a small town in South Carolina, and sometimes, like, there's like one UPS and one FedEx guy. And so if the FedEx guy has one package go into like your side of that town, he's like, I'm not going to bring it today. It might come out Friday or whatever. Like, they can do that. They can just choose when they want to or not want to come out. Whereas USPS, they have to come every day. Sometimes they skip, whatever, they struggle. But for the most part, they come they have to cover a lot more ground than these other third-party carriers.
100%. And also, while we're thinking about doing a large, we're going to call it Storm to Thrift in Texas. If anybody's in Texas in the next month, let us know. Harry, you're more than welcome. We can fly you down for a day or two. It's going to be insane. And again, anybody has any crazy videos? I know Drew was in the chat, says we have somebody run through our warehouse full of shoes and pick some shoes. That's a good video. Any other video comments, questions, concerns? We always want to make insane stuff. So if anyone has an insane idea, we're more than willing to back it however we can.
Awesome.
And first off, any cool ideas that are coming up on your YouTube channel that you want to that you're looking to do? That's like kind of the next big video you want to push out.
Honestly, man, I don't have any major plans. So I don't know if you've seen my flea market video. There's this lady that sells shoes there, a little Hispanic lady. She's always got like super clean shoes. And I thought it'd be cool to like just go this Saturday and just try to buy all of them. Like just see what she would say. Like, just go with, you know, $1,000-$1,500 or whatever, because she's usually got maybe 70 pairs, and she's usually asking $30-$40 a pair.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what about just ask her? She would take $1,000 for everything, just to get your reaction on camera. You know, it'd be cool. Because at most of her they're all like ready to list. They're all clean, no cleaning or anything required. So I think we'd still make money on it. But I'm not sure. She doesn't seem like the type of person that would like to give deals.
Exactly. She's more. Where do you think she's getting them from?
I see her at Goodwill in the bins all the time. And they like her. I don't know if it's her family or friends, whatever. They're always like first in line at the bins, like getting shoes. But I don't know. I mean, the 2 pairs of Hokas I bought from her last week were like mint, like brand new. And I don't think she's getting those at the bins. So I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting. And then do you normally, like, in terms of your, not thrift stores, but we're just talking about the location, like, is there good ones? Is there only one that you go to, or you go to multiple around your area?
The Goodwills?
No, the
flea market?
Flea market, yeah.
Yeah. So we have 2 flea markets here. I usually just go to one. The other one it can be hit or miss. And the good thing is they're really close. They're like 2 minutes away from each other. So we should probably go to the second one more often since we're already there. But the other one is really, the other one's more like, the one we don't go to is more like wholesale, like random, like dollar store items that are just super cheap. And that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for like the random dirty booths of like, you know, stuff that's been in somebody's garage for 15 years.
100%. And then so Prophet says, actually, Cheryl says, as a retired post worker, I'll tell you stories. And yes, they open suspected media mail and send it back to you. Interesting. I never knew that.
Yeah. They really, like, media mail is the only thing that they actually crack down on. Like, I've shipped, out of everything I've shipped media mail, probably like 30 to 40% has been opened before it's been taken out. But I'm like, I don't understand. Like, they're losing way more money on pirate ship box and bag than they are on media mail. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm like, the new rule, USPS, if you listen to this, anytime you see a big box and it's for some reason wrapped in a poly bag, check the label. It's probably going to say cubic rate 1 or cubic rate 2. And you should know that that's not a cubic rate 1 or 2 box. And then you can send it back to the seller or to the sender or charge the account.
First off, at least as good as anybody's doing it. It might get cracked down in the future. Who knows, though? Problem is, it's so lax right now.
It's so easy to tell, though. Like, literally, if they just put out a company-wide email, like, look for boxes wrapped in a poly bag. If you're like, why is that box in a poly bag? Why is it not just taped shut? It's because the label isn't right. So you just look in a sea of boxes and just look for ones wrapped in poly bag. It should be easy to find.
Yeah,
Joey. My next job is going to be I'm gonna call the post office and offer to work for free, and my job will just be scanning, looking for boxes wrapped in poly bags that I could send back to the sender.
Now that would be a great video, honestly. You go to your post office and stop people. Oh my god, I like that actually. I'll watch that for sure.
I'm gonna be the law enforcement officer of the post office
for all resellers across the board. I forgot Joey Bada Bing was actually a retired from the post office. He probably has some crazy stories along the lines.
I like the word retired.
Yeah.
Retired with no, he doesn't get retirement benefits, but he is retired.
No, definitely a good switch just in general, like straight killing it too, going full time. Yeah. I love people people going full time or even making side money. Actually, is the majority of people that watch your videos, are they full time, part time, or people that are just watching for content and just to get amusement out of it?
I'd say it's probably like 70% part time, 20% people that just don't even resell. They just like the type of video, and maybe 10% full-time. I've learned that most people that have a full-time reselling business and is successful, they don't have time to watch reselling videos. Like, we're full-time. I don't really watch reselling videos anymore. Like, occasionally I'll watch maybe a Cincinnati Picker video or something, but most of my videos are about like real estate investing and like just like building wealth and stuff. Like, the love of money is the root of all evil. 100%. That's biblical. I believe in that. I'm a God-fearing Christian. But a huge goal in my life is to be very wealthy. Not because I can have many possessions, but because I could just help a lot of people. Like, I would love the ability to, I don't know, build a Harry Tornado Memorial Children's Hospital or something one day. You know, just some crazy like Forrest Gump style giving. You know, I'm just a very I don't want to sound not humble, but I'm generous. I'm just a naturally generous person. Sometimes to a flaw. Like, even when I was really poor, I was like, I don't know, just like loaning my friend or giving my friends money when they needed it and stuff, when really I probably should have been keeping my money and saving it for myself. But
When
I just want to be at a point in life where I can be generous without having to worry about other finances, like just have enough money you could give whatever you want and not really matter to you.
That's super interesting. When you said like when you report, did reselling get you out of like being kind of paycheck to paycheck?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I've worked like 30 jobs, grocery store clerk, fast food. Worst job ever was Hardee's for 2 weeks. That was awful. I'd lived paycheck to paycheck my entire life. Even as an insurance underwriter, I was making like 42 grand a year with benefits. Even that was bringing home like $1,100 every 2 weeks. We had a car payment at the time. We had student loans at the time. So it was still pretty much paycheck to paycheck. And now we actually just made our last student loan payment 2 days ago. It hasn't cleared the bank yet, so we don't know if we're waiting on that. But after that clears, we'll be completely debt free except our house. And it's crazy, man. Like YouTube, and it really is YouTube. I mean, reselling. We're making more with reselling now than we were at our jobs, but YouTube has been the real kicker for jumping up our income and allowing us to get out of debt and all that stuff. I mean, we paid off. Let's see, my car was 26,000. Haley's car was about 22,000. Her student loan was 11,000, and my student loan was 24,000. We paid all that off in the last 7 months. So it's been
Roughly
really good.
like $89,000. Damn, that's a lot of money in the last 7 months to be pushing out. Nice, good work, man. And it's just because YouTube's scalable, right? You can like you put out one video, it pays you X amount, and on the back end, like I'm guessing all the videos combined, that's your really like it starts. It's kind of like a level, right? Like that level keeps jumping up as long as you're pushing out content. It starts racking up more and more cash.
Yeah. I mean, with reselling, you can make some good money, but once your item sells, it's done. You can't make any more money on that item anymore. But I've got a YouTube video that I posted almost 2 years ago that's made like $300 in the last 30 days. So I mean, YouTube, it's almost passive income, like not quite, but it's like some videos. I mean, some videos just take off. I mean, Justin, the flipping accountant, he had a video that I don't know, like it got a lot of views and then nothing, and then like 6 months later, it got a lot of views again. So that's happened a couple times for me. But overall, I mean, as long as I don't know, man. It's just YouTube's crazy, and I just keep trying to feed it. We're trying to do 3 videos a week. I think we're averaging like about 60,000 views a day, like over the whole channel. And that's like post a new video, then a day off, then a new video and a day off, and then that new video in combination with all the residual views on the last 350 videos we have is what helps us get to that 50, 60K a day views, which is how we make our money.
Nice. And then you talked about kind of going into like kind of the money making in terms of that. Is that kind of like what your channel is going to be looking like in the future? Or are you trying to build more of that content out? And like, what's your goal? We got 8 minutes left. Like, what's your goal with like your YouTube? Are you trying to just blow it up as much as possible? Build more content out, different content around the money making side?
I don't think we'd ever transition to like a finance channel. I think it will stay like reselling and like maybe like simple ways to make money. Like I really want to make a video where I take my drone and try, because I have my commercial drone pilot's license now, and see if you could start like a small business. Like, can anybody just go invest $600 in a drone, invest $100 in getting your drone's license, and then could you make some business where you just fly your drone, film Facebook video clips for people, and make $1,500 a month? I think you can, but I'd like to document that process and put it in the video. So I think anything about obviously buying and selling, but also like simple ways to make money would work on our channel. But I don't really have any, I think I don't have goals for YouTube. Like our goal is just to continue, like keep making 3 videos a week, keep growing, keep getting better at editing, keep getting better at capturing content that people want to watch. If we can keep making the kind of money we're making now for the rest of our lives, we'll be set, have nothing to worry about for sure.
And again, if it keeps stacking, and then how long do you think it would take you to get to 500K viewers? Is there an estimate you think? Are you shooting for anything?
It's tough, man, because in the reselling community, there's just not that many people. Like it's a pretty small niche on YouTube. I mean, you got Paul Cantu, who's got like 600,000 subs, but he doesn't really get a lot of views nowadays. So his subs are kind of stale. But Cincinnati Picker just hit 200K. Rally Roots are getting close to 200K. So I think that's like the benchmark. Like I think that's the best. if I get to 500K, I think it'll be maybe 3 years from now. But I don't know if I'll ever get 1 million. That would be nice, but I think 500K if we do, about 3 years.
And I believe you can hit 1 million, man. That's 5 years out, man. You'll skyrocket. You'll skyrocket.
Yeah, maybe it depends. Like if people get into reselling, and then we're still making videos, and they're getting pushed out by YouTube. So much of YouTube's success is determined by YouTube. Like if you have a video that's like a couple months ago, Cincinnati Picker got like 5 million views in 30 days, which means he, with reselling, is probably making $12 to $15 for every 1,000 views. So he probably made between $50,000 and $60,000 that month alone just from YouTube, which is crazy. But his click-through rate on his videos was probably about the same as average, like 10 to 15%, somewhere around there. So if YouTube is showing your titles and thumbnails to 100 million people, and 15% of those people click on it, that's 15 million views. Bam, you got it. So I don't know his analytics. I haven't seen it, but I would say his click-through rate probably didn't change that much that month. It was just YouTube promoting his content for some reason. I don't know why. I wish I did. If somebody knows out there, if you can figure out the YouTube algorithm, you could sell a ebook about it for $1,000 a copy, and it would sell out. Because YouTube is so random, man. Some videos you post and I'll just slap together. It takes 30 minutes to edit. Bam, 200,000 views in 3 weeks or whatever. Other videos I take 7 hours to edit, and I'm super proud about it, and it gets 20,000 views and then tanks. So I don't know. I don't understand it.
And even 200,000, you make 12. Let's make it $10 a pop. Make $2,000 off that. Not bad at all. That's a lot of cash.
Yeah,
it's ticking up.
Yeah, like I think our biggest video is one of the Amazon Overstock videos, and that's last I checked was like 530,000 views or something, and that's made like almost $8,000 from that one video. So it adds up for sure. Damn.
Cool, man. We got 4 minutes left. Is there anything else that you want to chat about? To kind of jump on. Any questions, comments, concerns from the audience?
We'll just go to the chat and see if anybody has any specific questions. Drew asked if he could borrow $10,000 with no intention of paying it back for personal reasons. Absolutely. Just let me know what your PayPal address is. Let's see.
Shoot it over for sure. And if anyone has any good ways to get a lot of product that they know is profitable, let us know. We're shooting for more product to our resellers across the board. Let's see if anybody.
Chris Stonye, Rolling the Stones, huge shout out to him. He found a sealed copy of some like Yu-Gi-Oh game. I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh for PlayStation 2 at a garage sale for $25 a couple months ago. Sealed, like factory sealed. Sent it to Wada, got it graded. I don't think he sold it yet, but sold comps on that game with a similar grade to his was like $5,000, I think. So just a huge find. And then Retro Rick, I don't know if you saw his channel. He had a sealed copy of Super Mario Bros. 3 and got it graded and came back a 9.4 from Wada. And it should be worth about 17 to 18 grand, I think. Sold comps, but there's based on the availability, I think if he sells it, he'll probably ask like 30 grand for it.
I know Goodwill just got a sealed copy of Zelda.
Yeah.
$412,000. If he would have graded it, it probably would have even went for more money, right? Like 500 to 600.
Shout out the guy that donated that, or somebody's mom.
God.
I can't imagine, man. Mom, have you seen my sealed Zelda?
So I gave it to Goodwill. Oh my God, I would literally start crying. I don't know what I would do with it.
It's $500,000, man. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
That's really life-changing cash if somebody had it. Yeah. I look back on it, I'm like, I wish I just didn't open any games, or like, even looking forward now, right? Can somebody start finding a niche in the future and just house items that they think are going to be worth a bunch of money, not sealed in 20 years?
The thing is, like, I don't think the sealed video game market is going to be as strong as it is now in like 10 or 15, 20 years, because everybody's collecting games now. Back in the 80s and 90s, nobody had, $50 just sitting around. They could buy a game and not open it. Like, that's why these things are rare, because everybody opened it and threw the box away, played it, and then sold it at a garage sale back in the 90s. Yeah. Like, I don't like the people that collected that stuff and had the foresight to think that was going to be valuable one day. Well, I guess that guy didn't. He bought it, left it sealed, and then donated it to Goodwill. I don't understand.
Oh my god! Let's read these chats. Find cheap gold mines. They just insane pick hoarders, full house, steal games. My brother traded probably $10,000 worth of graded games at GameStop for a Nintendo Switch. Jesus! Oh my
Oh man.
god! Oh, ignorance creates value. Oh my god. Awesome. So we're about to jump off. First and foremost, dude, thank you again for jumping on this. It's always great talking to you. It's always great having you part of the team, the dream team, across the board. Shout out to Renzi as well that just jumped on. Drew, I know you came on board as well. Dude, thanks again for everything you've been doing, and hopefully we can keep this relationship keep it strong as much as possible.
Absolutely.